First process you undergo is to fix the pocket facing to your pocketing. Now bear in mind that this fancy area is meant to be inside, so you bring pocket facing and place this way, just right on the straight part, the straight panel, and then stitch it down right round. So sew it down right round. So this will be a very long video, so make sure you watch the very end, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. So here you stitch here down from this point, sew it down all through, sew it down all through. So sew the facing down. Now the reason of this facing is to cover the pocketing, right? I think you should have known this by now, but if you're a first timer, this will also serve you deeply to understand all of this. So here you stitch all through this way. So once you have sewn this, now the next you will do is to attach this to the main trouser bodies. Now the question now here is, how do you attach it, or which one, how do you know the one to attach? I'll show you. That's why you are here. So watch keenly, don't fast forward, don't skip. The one you skip might be the one you will miss the vital information. So bring the corresponding panels. Let me bring the panels here, the trouser panels. Now you know this pocket facing will not be placed at the same point. Like if you are doing the second one now, for example, let me explain this right here. Since we have fixed this pocket facing on the right side, the second one will be fixed on the left. You get? So the slashes are together here, so don't go and repeat this fixing pocket facing here again. No, it's wrong. Fix it at the inverse, the other side of this, right? So once you have gotten to know this, now you bring the panel. Now the panel you will bring will be the left panel to fix on the pocketing, where that you fix the pocket facing on the right. You get here. So it will be on this part. Like I said, this will be a very long video, but it will be very detailed as well. So this process I am using now is how you also fix your pockets on other related outfits. So here, place this pocketing, the main body, to lap on the pocketing, ½ inch inwards, ½ inch inside. Then you bring it this way and make sure that it also corresponds ½ inch all through here. That's where you ironed, we lap here ½ inch from beginning to the end, just this way. Very important, please, very very important, don't skip this. Then stitch from here. So carefully stitch from here, and then stitch on the angular fold, please, very important. Stitch on the angular folding, on the angular folding, not on the after the folding, this way. So gently stitch all through to this very point, then lock the up point, lock here. Now once you have done this, then you cut your threads. So this is what we have. This is what we have. The sewing came after the ironing, right? Very important. Not here, inside. Then fold it backwards this way, and then stitch ½ inch or 1/4 rather. Then stitch. Make sure that your hands will be as straight as possible. This is one of the visible areas on trousers, so it should be neat and straight. So So this is what you have. See how the stitching came, right? Look at how neat it is. And then you now place this way and lap it on top. Lap it here. So you have to measure 2.5 inches. Remember that the notching was not at 2.5 at the up point. That's when you were drafting the trouser, right? So here you will measure 2.5 and make sure you are replacing the exact value. Now the reason for the replacement is to make sure that your waist point does not get short or less, right? So most people don't know this. Whatever you notch on the pocket must be replaced with the lining. If not, it will be shorter, and it should not also be bigger. So you stitch all through. Stitch here. So now you cut your threads, then still on that same point, you just make sure that you align this panel, and then you stitch it down. You stitch it down from here, sew it down from there. You cut your thread, just sew half an inch there, then raise it up this way, give half inch down, half inch in notching, just this way, half inch down, half inch in, and then you will tuck your hand inside, bring it out this way. Make sure that you properly arrange the pocketing from the wrong side now. Then hold the notched points together. Hold this notch point together. Then start from that notching. Start from the notched points, just like this, and sew. Now the reason for this is to make sure that you have a nicely finished pocket. You can decide to leave it as a curve or as a square, however, or this way. Then trim off some excesses right here. Trim off some excesses right here, and then this is what you have. Then push it in this way. After which, then you make sure you carefully bring out all these edges. These edges must come out nicely. Then you're going to top stitch right round. So bring out the edges properly, and then top stitch from here. Top stitch from here. Top stitch all through this way. Top stitch all through this way. And then once you get to that point you notched, then you lock it up from here. This is what it is. Then cut your threads. Cut your threads. So this is what it is. So you will do the same thing I have just done here on the other pockets. This is how you fix your side pockets of your trouser. So this works for every type of outfit that has this type of pocket, both shorts, plain materials and Ankara. It works for every pocket. So we are going to do the second one, and we will continue with the sewing process.